And we're live. This is Homeopathy Nook on Wednesday, November 14th, 2023. And today we are going to read from this book, Clinical Experiences of 70 Years in Homeopathy by Dr. Kopiker, probably one of the longest working homeopaths, longest experienced homeopaths in the world, perhaps. 70 years is a long time. And he figured out and talks about the importance of causation. Never been well since. Too often in regular medicine, we forget what led to the cancer, the asthma, the stomach ailment, the throat ailment. Something terrible happened. And then we developed this disease as our immune system collapsed temporarily, or we let down the guards of our immune system. And that causative agent is, in homeopathy, one of the keystones, one of the keynotes that we need to look at in treating that patient, treating that person, or prescribing a remedy for that person. And I'm going to jump straight into a case that you will find very interesting, that was not helped by any other form of medicine but homeopathic. He says, one evening, 4 years ago, I was urgently called to a place 100 miles away, as one lady was suffering intensely from some undiagnosed condition. I reached the place at midnight, back when homeopaths used to travel, doctors used to travel. The patient was pregnant, 7th month. There was a hard swelling in the right hypochondrium, at the right side of her tummy, which was extremely sore. She was crying. The patient was crying pitiably from the pain. 4 allopaths had come, each diagnosing a different thing. One thought it was a hepatic abscess. Another said it must be pleurisy, and so forth. But none could suggest a remedy for the patient. I had no time to go into the history, as I had to catch the return train. But the symptoms pointed to pulsatilla. The nature of the pain, how it came. The pain came on slowly and disappeared suddenly. That's a pulsatilla keynote. Pains appearing slowly and then disappearing fast. By the way, this is mainly that my grandson put on my hand, which is why it looks more like modern art than henna. But I love it because I love my grandson. Anyhow, the pain resembled pulsatilla. The pain came slowly and disappeared suddenly. And sometimes it came suddenly and left slowly. So it was opposite. It came on suddenly, disappeared slowly, or came on slowly, disappeared suddenly, a hallmark of pulsatilla. The patient was thirstless and desiring fresh air. I left pulsatilla to be given every 3 hours, and telling them I would return the next night. I came back. I found her slightly better when I saw her after 24 hours. But she was not cured. She was not healed. Then I started questioning her and others as to the cause of the trouble. This is a guy who believed in causation. He'd had good luck with causation, finding out the root cause, or the period in which that illness happened, what had occurred before. Only one servant could give me the clue. So he questioned everyone in the family. What could have happened to this person to make this so? They had shifted, meaning moved, from one house to another, and in arranging all the heavy vessels, that's kitchen utensils, and tins, on a plank high up, this pregnant woman had exerted herself a lot, and when one particular vessel was being raised, she felt a sudden pain in her abdomen. So she was heavily pregnant, she was clambering on top of something, and she pulled something. Sudden pain in her abdomen. That was how the pain had started 15 days prior to my going there. And so that was the clue. He found his causation. Can anyone guess what might be the antidote to this causative factor? Going once, going twice, going thrice. Rus tox was given in 200 C. One dose. He gave her one dose of Rus tox 200 C. The pain left her immediately. She passed a large quantity of urine, and the swelling subsided within 24 hours. Is that magic? Is that a miracle? No, that is the application of the simillimum to cure or heal a patient based on the causation. Could it be a case of hydronephrosis caused by some kink in the ureter? I do not know. Humble. He's a humble man. He's a fully qualified doctor, yet he doesn't opine on what actually happened inside that abdominal cavity, because nobody will ever know. And you apply all sorts of esoteric Latin names to conditions, but you don't think with common sense oftentimes. And homeopaths think with common sense, or at least this guy did. I do not know, nor do I know, how Rus tox removed the kink after so many days. If I had not inquired from all the people about the probable cause, if he had not done his job, and probably, I'm not sure I would ever have thought of Rus tox for it. He just wouldn't have. He might have given, I don't know, colchicum or colocin for the pain, or, nux vomica, or anything but what he deemed to be the causative factor once he understood what the causative factor was. I'm sure I would never have thought of Rus tox for it, and probably I would not have succeeded in curing her so quickly and so wonderfully. I leave you with that. Causation, causation, causation. There's no one more equipped than you as a mama to your plants and pets and children and your family members, your brothers and sisters, or if you're a man, your children and your brothers and sisters likewise, to know what the causative factor in someone's complaint is. And you can look it up. It's not rocket science. Give the appropriate remedy and save yourself a boatload of trouble. And we're going to finish today's Homeopathy Nook with that. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you soon.